Good day and welcome to the best fashion tutorials. Today we'll be cutting a Safira senator, and this is the measurement we'll be using. Shoulder of 20, chest 44, neck 18, the shirt length will be 34. So let's get right into it. First of all, you make sure the edge of your fabric is equal or is straight. You check out if it's not a straight line, you cut it and make it straight. Then secondly, as you notice, this is the edge of my fabrics I'm using, and I've also folded it. I've also double folded it by 2 inches. You double fold the edge of the fabric by 2 inches, and then you mark out 1 inch on it. That 1 inch will serve as our button allowance. You roll a line on it. This 1 inch is serving as our button allowance. You roll it all the way down. Next, we start our measurements. Now, measurement will be starting from this 1 inch line. We take out 6 inches. Then we take 2 inches for the shoulder slant. So you roll a straight line. So now we'll be taking the shirt length. The shirt length will be 34. So now you mark your 34, and then you give 3 inches hemming allowance for folding the down. You roll a straight line 34, and then roll a straight line on 37, which is your 3 inches plus 3 inches. So after that, we continue with the drafting. So right now you measure your shoulder. The shoulder, all I told us is 20, so you measure 10 inches. Take note, you are measuring from the 1 inch line, not from the main fabric. The armpit will take 7 inches, and then on that 7 inch now is where we'll get the chest of the dress. I told you the chest is 44. 44 divided by 4 is 11. You mark out 11, then you give 1 inch sewing allowance or seaming allowance. Okay, then from that place we'll get our slits, which are using 16 inches for our slits. Then for the shape of the clothes, I'll use 6 inches to get it, and then I'll mark out 12 inches also, which is for the hip. So now at this point we had 12 inches all in all. That's 11 plus 1 inch, 12 inches. And then to get the shape of the clothes, I don't like giving much shape, so I minus half inch, making 11 and a half. Then on the hip line, I maintain the same 12. Then on the slit part, I'll add 1/4 inch to the entire measurement. Then for the slits allowance, we give just 1 inch from the entire measurement. That's how you get to that point. Now you take the same measurement you got down at the base, and then you connect the lines together to give you your slit line. So right now remember the lines we created, we connect them together. So at this point we have 12 inches, below it we have 11.5, at the hip we have 12 inches. So you connect those lines together. Take your time to get this stuff as well. So now we are done with the side of the clothes. What's left now is just the armpits. So now I'll use my armhole cuff to get the armhole. You can use your free hand if you don't have the cuff. So that is it. And right now I'll go on to do the cutting. I would like you to kindly hit the like button of this video if you're deriving value from what we are creating. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, I urge you to subscribe if you want more of this content, because we upload content that will help you become a better fashion designer. So right now we are coming to the back. So what you do is you fold your fabric into two to get the material that will be enough for you to cut the back. How do you get it? Your chest plus your allowances. You measure the chest of the dress plus the allowance. Mostly I use 2.5 inches as the allowance, or 3 inches at most. So here I use 13 inches on fold, which is 26. So let's start the drafting. So now you place the front panel on the back. First and foremost, you cut out a straight line. That straight line is now where your drafting will be starting from. So now we'll take it down to get our overlap allowance. As you always know, the back is always longer than the front. So right now, at this point also, remember we are not starting our drafting from the same line with the front. We are starting from the 1 inch allowance you gave. If you look where, you see that my front is longer than the back with 1 inch. So that is how it is. So right now you create a 4.5 inch allowance. That's the difference between the back and the front will be 4.5. And then we can proceed. So right now I'll just cut this a bit so I can overlap it. The overlapping of the front and the back overlap with half inch, that's 0.5. You give it a press so that it lies down. Then after that, we measure our shoulder. So right now the shoulder is 20 inches. And we'll add half inch for the sewing allowance. So now you cut it off, maintain the same straight line. Then all other sides of the clothes you cut it equally the same way. So right now at the base here, remember we gave 3 inches folding allowance. You give it a notch. That notch will serve as the marking which you used to fold it. So now back to the top. On the armpit, the neck. The neck I'll take 5 inches and 3 inches width. Then I create a cuff, a neck cuff. Then I'll measure it to know if it's much. If it gives me a measurement, remember the measurement is 18. You're looking for 18 inches. So what we're having here is almost 18. So I'll just cut it out. And when you're cutting, please be careful so you don't cut the down parts. Alright, so now we cut the back, make sure it matches. You connect the front to the back of, and then you dip in the back also a bit. Yeah, so that is it for the neck. I'll go ahead and measure it to be sure I have what I want. And at this point, if it's not giving me what I want, then I have to add it a little bit more. So now I have 17.5. So I'll deepen it a little bit to give me 18 inches I want. Alright, so I guess that is all for the neck and for the entire shirt tutorial. Right now I'll be cutting the sleeves. Now I've folded my fabric into 2, and I folded it at 10.5 inches, which is the width. So at this point I'll take 5 inches downwards, which will serve as the depth or the slant of the sleeve. Then the length is 11 inches. The sleeve length is 11 inches. Then I'll be adding 1 inch allowance for the sewing up and the sewing down. And I'm going to do a turn up on it. I'm not just folding it normally. So I draw a straight line. Now it's time to get the bicep. So the bicep for this dress is 15 divided by 2 give us 7.5. You add extra 1 inch for the seaming allowance. So right now we connect that bicep to the top. Now we create the curve for the armpits. It's like an S shape. You have to take your time to get it well. If you're not seeing the chalk, possibly when I cut it you will see it clearly. This is what the shape looks like. Right now, if you observe, I'm only cutting just one sleeve. I'll use the sleeve to cut the second part. So have you seen how the curve is? So far so good. We have gotten to the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much for sticking with us to the end of this tutorial. Please, if you have not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Kindly subscribe, like our videos, comment, share. We love you so much. Have a wonderful day.